So, first of all, of course, how is the Citrix lab going? And you can share your, you know, uh, recently what's the status of your lab, and let me know in the chat if you're having any problems with the lab. So, farmers, Islam, Mahfouz, do you have the lab working? And also, um Manzur. So, are there any problems with anyone in the labs? Is your client uh, App Center is showing in the client perfectly, opening perfectly, or not? Okay, there are still more people joining, so we could give it a little 4 or 5 minutes more. So I could just put that question again. Okay, Mahfouz. So you're saying you're in the chat that your lab is not working perfectly. Can you please elaborate, Mahfouz? So what's the problem in the lab you're facing? And you could email us, and we could select some time to do the team viewer for your lab. But what happened, Mahfouz? So I'm just asking, guys, you're all seeing the screen. That how's your lab? Is there a problem with your lab, or what exactly are you facing in your lab? The problem, and what times are good for you to for me to connect to your lab? So you could all tell me. So Anne, what happened? Were you able to install the client? You could mention in the chat, or so please let me know in the chat what is the problem going on with your labs, and then we could also see when I can connect to your lab and try to troubleshoot. We can just try. And anyone else also on Fusion? I mean, like on the MacBook, your excuse me. See, when I take the name of Mac, I mean, I have a cough. No, which is okay. So there's a comment as well. My lab is working okay, but my Citrix DC says it's not genuine. Oh, okay. Although when I installed it, says it is valid for 180 days. Well, yeah. If it's still saying 180 days, uh, then it's an evaluation version and it should not say genuine. So you could check now that if it still doesn't show 180 days, then go for the updates again and update that again. Okay, anyone else? Mahfouz, you were writing what was the problem, and Anne, Denk Anne, you are is your client okay? The client XenApp, on Windows 8 or Windows 7 you were trying. Okay, Mahfouz. So you can send the email after the class detailing what the lab problem is. Guys, please let me know what the problems are in your lab. So throughout the week we can take out some time. I'm available and I'm willing to connect to your machine and try to troubleshoot with you. Uh, and whatever we can do, we will do. We'll try to send your errors and try to really be on top of the configurations of your lab. And this is important because there will be much more things coming today and in next labs that will be piling up. Your environment must be perfect. So okay, Ali is also joining. He was also mentioning that there were problems of discovering servers. Oh, he cannot hear right now. So what I'm asking is everyone can tell me what's the problem with your labs, so we could sort out. So Mahfouz will be sending me a message that there's what is the problem he's facing in his lab, Ali, Dangan, Farmers, Islam, do you have any problems you're facing in your labs? Last night also I got an email from Jay, who's going to join, and he was still working last night to do, to check his Windows 7 client. So, excuse me, sorry. So he was trying to work on his Windows 7 client because his Windows 8 client was not installing with XenApp. So anyone else who has successful XenApp. So if I just show my client here, let me drag here, Win 7, and well, I just logged in from this. My environment is up right now. So Citrix DC, Citrix server, and Windows 7. So I'll just try to go for all programs, go to Citrix, and oops, streaming profile. We're gonna do that today, so I need to actually uninstall it, or we can just oh, sorry, Citrix 7. Oh, seriously. So guys, I was just preparing one more PC for today, just to get it going, but I'll just try to get it out of my way and try to configure perfectly later. Work. Okay, so okay, there's a comment from Mahfouz having issue with Win 8.1. Can you please upload Win 7 ISO? Okay, guys. Yes, there was Jay also was saying that he was facing problem with Windows 8 as a client to install XenApp. So I already uploaded, and because he asked that he wants to try the XenApp on his Win 7, so I uploaded last night for him. So you could just email me that whatever software you want, and I can just quickly upload it during the week. I mean, don't think that I will be disturbed or anything. Yes, I was terribly busy, but at any certain time I can just put it on upload, which is just a 2-minute task, 1-minute task, right? So okay, let me just share that Windows 7 as well, the link for that. So there's, so as you are saying now, so I don't want to forget it, and so I'm just emailing you now the link for Citrix. So whoever wants this Windows 7 client, I've uploaded it, sorry. So please download Win 7 ISO from this Dropbox link. So I'm just putting that there now, so I should not forget. And it's very important that your labs must be working fine. So you must have just received that link now to download the Windows 7. So please do let me know during the week as well. At least smaller tasks we can still do. Okay, so Islam, you were having a problem, but your environment overall is okay. Mahfouz, you're going to try the client on Windows 7 instead of Windows 8. So who else? Anne or Ellie? Is your lab working perfectly right now? And we can just go for Citrix XenApp here. I'm just checking my client as well now. And okay, thank God. So my form, when I open, and the servers and everything is showing, so which is perfect. I'm using Windows 7, so I'm using, if I go to WinVer, and it is Windows 7 Enterprise operating system. So guys, try to simulate this environment when you're trying to install. Although I did mention that go for Windows 8.1 client because you had that at time, but it is still older technology we are using just to get the concepts ready. And by the end of this class, we're gonna try to go for the Citrix 7.6. I will try my best to at least get us started with that too on Windows 2012 environment. So then we will be checking the latest one as well. But if you could totally resemble your environment with Windows 7 Enterprise, so I just sent the link to download this Windows 7 Enterprise client, so you could at least check with this environment where everything is working for me. Okay, Islam is saying his environment is okay. Good. Ali, you're maybe you're away or right now not listening. Uh, and you're also so if your environments are also okay, let's go ahead and start that. But please let me know during the week as well. Ali, you did send me a message and I asked in the email, is it your that problem of servers not being discovered is on the you know XenApp servers themselves or on the client? So I was maybe I missed that email if you had replied, but that's where we were. But I will be trying to follow up with the everyone during the week now, because last week was terrible, uh, to say the least. I was really stuck, and you could see in my emails. Okay, let's start with the topics. I'm just gonna quickly go with some of the basic concepts again, just one-liners, and then I'm gonna go for today. We did talk about XenApp architecture a little. XenApp servers are involved. Web interface was configured. Data collectors. We're gonna talk about it now as well. And then license server we did install on the first day. Worker groups are to group together the servers to have some to deploy some similar configurations. But I'm just flying by those basic concepts just for a reminder, because we had a gap in the 1 week of gap. Sorry about that. So now we're gonna be up and running and fast, but I need to work with every one of you to make sure that your labs are working fine for the new things we're about to do today. A form logical group of XenApp servers. Then we went for single and multiple forms. We're still facing the single form. So all XenApp servers use the same data store. And servers can be grouped into a single zone or multiple zones. We did talk about zones as well. That graphically, if some servers are in Toronto, some servers are in London, so we can just zone them together. Toronto servers in one Toronto zone and London servers in London zone. So data store was the database that we installed, and these are the databases that were required. So we installed one of those SQL servers. Express edition for our use. So I'm just gonna put the chat here. Okay, then we had local host cache, which we will be discussing about later in later classes, which is just in case XenApp server may lose connectivity with its data store or database, so it keeps some information in local host cache or locally the configuration information, right? So this is what it's going to be used for. Then there was IMA protocol, which is server to server communication, which does that. And provides centralized framework used by administrative tools. So IMA protocol is, or independent management architecture is, doing the server to server communication. Then there was ICA protocol, presentation layer protocol, very thin protocol, and it is the communication between the client and the servers. So just some update on that. Then there was that dissection of or inner working of the ICA protocol, that is very thin, and it has those virtual channels that we go through, where it can open 25 channels printing data. One channel could be taking printing data, one channel could be drive mapping, one channel is responsible for audio, one channel for video, keyboard, mouse. So this is the architecture. Then there was data collector. and to maintain consistent information between zones, data collectors relay information to all other data collectors in a form, creating network traffic. So within one form, there could be one data collector per form, and they are relaying information between the zones within a form, and that the configuration information, maybe there's a configuration change happened here in this zone too, and the data collectors will be responsible over the WAN link. They will send the information to the other zone, zone 1 here in the diagram. So all the other XenApp servers will know, oh, that this is the configuration change that happened here. Okay, so they do relay all the information, data collectors from one zone to the other. So what else was there? By default, informs that communicate directly with the data store. The first server in the form functions as a data collector. So we did install the first server, and that's the data collector form. So I'm just gonna fly by now. Zones are a logical group of XenApp servers communicating with a single data collector is called a zone. Zones are typically based on subnets. Sharing data across zones can cause an increase in bandwidth. As a best practice, keep the number of zones to a practical minimum. Okay, so in order to not increase a lot of traffic, we should keep the zones to a minimum or as per the need. So they are divided in subnets, and so there could be zones in one physical location as well. Oh yeah, so there is that question from Islam that upload all the slides. So yep, I did. So all the slides are already in the video, but I'm just gonna convert them to PDF and upload that after the class or in the break. Okay, so worker group is just allow multiple servers to be grouped together to ease administration, right? And then all the additional XenApp components, load manager, resource manager, access gateway, VPX. We're going to be talking that in detail later as well, as we go ahead now faster. Okay, so I'm just going to close this now, and let's get back to our previous topic, or not other presentation for today. I was, since more people are here, so I was just asking if your Citrix environment is okay, and if your client is opening like this, on your Windows 7. If you go to Citrix App Center, is your client really discovering the servers, or is the my form even appearing in your client? So if not, then I have just sent you the Windows 7 client as well. If it was the Windows 8.1 client that you're having a problem and you want to test on Windows 7 as well, in my environment and in some of the students' environment, in Windows 7 as a client is working fine with those. So anyone else has a MacBook, or you're working on a Macintosh PC, so you're using VMware Fusion to do that, and are you having a problem? So there's one student who was having a problem. I don't know about that now, but we can compare with if anyone else is also creating an environment inside the Macintosh Mac PCs, right, or MacBook. Okay, so let's go ahead and so the first slide was is your Citrix lab working? What are the problems you're facing? So please let me know, email me how is it going on, and I have sent you the link to download for Windows 7 ISO as well. And are your XenApp servers working? So I can just connect with TeamViewer. Please talk to me about the time, and then we can connect during the week, right? So if there were some troubleshooting going on as well. I think we're gonna just talk about it in the week. I'm just stressing more that please talk to me about your labs during the week, and I will not be disturbed, right? So today what are we trying to do today? We're gonna be trying to do some more application virtualization. We did try all the application virtualization, not all, the hosted application virtualization before, but some of the options we did not select at that time. So guys, also I'm just gonna send you another link, but this you can try later, because okay, there are Citrix plugins which are very small downloads, so you can download now. But there is MS Office 2013 evaluation for 60 days that I already downloaded, but you can download later, and for now just see how it is going on, or you can use any other application for that. But I'm just sending you a link, and you could later use it to download, because if it takes time. So I'm just sending a link for Citrix plugin, which is share send link. Let me just, I'll drag it here on the screen and then I'll explain you what I'm sending. I just am trying to grab that link right now. Oh, seriously? Wow, it's still opening. Okay, again. Okay, so see, check your email for Citrix plugins and MS Office Evolve. So if you want, you can download now, but it's not compulsory. Just see how it is being done here. But Citrix plugins you can go ahead and download. So let me just send you that. Plugins are just very small files, so please check your email now. And what I have sent is this. One more time, can you repeat what do you want to do? Okay, so okay, Ali, yep. So there's a message that he got disconnected, so he wanted me to repeat. So Ali, I was just asking if your lab is okay, and or what problems are you facing right now. And right now, please check your email. I have sent the plugins. So let me just drag that screen now. So I've just sent this one. There is a Citrix offline plugin. There is a Citrix online plugin that I've sent the link for. When you go there, you will see all these exe files, Citrix receiver, and especially, well, you could download this streaming profiler, but we're going to be using the this is all the latest ones from the directly from the Citrix website. We're going to be talking about what we're going to be doing with that. But also I downloaded first the evaluation version of Office Professional Plus for 60 days. You could just download this one as well, because I'm going to be deploying that on my Citrix servers as well, just to check more application virtualization and publishing options. So this is the link, and you should be seeing all those. So at least above 4 you could download in some folder, Citrix downloads folder. It's up to you if you want to download Office Professional as well, or if you already have some ISO, older Office, it's also okay, right? So this is the link that I wanted to show you. Please check your environment for that. So Ali, you could just type what the problem was in your email, or you could just email me, please, because I'm gonna be trying to follow up with everyone about their lab. So what we are trying to do here is, first of all, is how to add Citrix.adm template to group policy for later use. This is just one small feature that I wanted to show, that Citrix does blend into our Windows domain group policy, and its options start showing in our group policy if we add that security template to the group policy, right? Okay, Ali. So yeah, in the chat, he's saying that you will send. So and Naseem and all other farmers, I'll be sending you all emails to give me a status of the lab, and please send your screenshots. These are must. That would tell me that you have repeated the lab, and because there's much more coming now, and we're gonna be trying some complicated stuff as well. So this is for your own good, right? So I'm just it's my job. It's my job. See. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead with this. So first of all, I just wanted to to show you how Citrix blends into group policies as well. This is a server-side task. This is something that we're going to be, if we know now, then it will blend into that whenever we're trying to implement something domain-wide. As you know, that Citrix, we've just seen that Citrix is using Windows environment totally. So of course it should be blending into the group policy as well, although it's not a Microsoft application, but it blends in well with the group policy and other components, basic components or core components of a Windows domain. Um, yeah, let me just double check the video. Okay. Yeah, so if I go back to my server environment here, and if for one thing I just wanted to show, so let me just minimize all these and this. So if we go inside the installed Citrix ICA client, what I'm trying to do right now is adding a security template for Citrix environment in my group policy, right? This is something that we're going to be working intensely later as well. But if we add it here now, that at least we have that in mind, that okay, from group policy also we can have some kind of implementation. So in C drive, so I'm on my XenApp server, XenApp server 1 or 2, any one of the server. If I go to the C drive of the XenApp or Citrix mem 01 or 02, if I go to the x86 program files, x86 Citrix, so what I'm trying to find here is the configuration folder. Oh yes, yeah, Naseem, thank you. All the screenshots are there. So many of the students have sent the screenshots. I'm just responding to a chat. Many of the students have sent the screenshots, but some of the students have not. So I'm gonna be following up with those students. It's for your own good that you should be sending the screenshot, and the more I follow up with you, the more, I mean, you're gonna be implementing this technology at home as well, just to grasp all the concepts, right? So thank you for that reminder. Okay, so I'm where I am, and it's the C drive of a XenApp server, program files, Citrix, then ICA client, and then I'm going inside the configuration area, and so there am looking at the ICA client.adm. So again, what I'm doing is that I am trying to put this security template inside the group policy. So if on domain wide we want to implement some kind of policy to all the Windows 7 clients, or if we have organizational unit created in the group policy management, then we can use the Citrix related group policies as well, right? So in order to do that, I need this ICA client.adm file accessible to the group policy management, right? How would we do that? If I right click this and copy this ICA client.adm file and try to, so this is a XenApp server, this is the Citrix DC, right? If I go directly to the DC, I'm just talking about my environment or our environment, which is a VMware workstation. So if you want to copy any file from machine to machine, I don't think it supports that. So what you need to do for your environment, if you right click and copy this ICA client.adm and then minimize and minimize the whole thing, paste it on your desktop. Okay, I lost that from the clipboard again. Copy, paste on your desktop. Seriously. Okay, so third thing, if it does not support that, then go for that shared folder. So I'm just gonna go to settings of this. All I want to do is to shift this file to the domain controller C drive, right? So options, shared folders, and go for always enabled D drive. So I'm just gonna copy again from inside this path program files, Citrix ICA client configuration. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm recording, and thanks for reminder, Ali. So yes, right click, copy, and then I'm gonna go inside the folder structure and go to that shared folder that I just enabled from the those shared folder options, and yeah, menu bar copy, and I'm just looking at the chat again. Menu bar copy and edit in desktop. Yeah. Okay, I didn't get it, Ali. You could explain that. So I'm just going to copy this to the desktop from here. Now the ICA client.adm file from the local XenApp server is copied to my laptop desktop, and I just wanted to make sure if it did. Let me click that, and ICA. Okay, I think I put it on the wrong part, so I'm just gonna put it on the downloads folder. Oh, that's not the. Let me just put it in my C drive or D drive. Root. Okay. It's just simple copying, did not get. Menu bar, VMware workstation, and paste in desktop. Oh, okay. Yep. So I did try to do that early. I'm responding to the chat. I did try to put it on the desktop, but it did not copy. But now, if I use the shared folder, see, sometimes copying a simple file could be pain. So shared folders, I'm enabling the shared folders here as well. It also has access to D drive now. So if I go to computer, go to shared folder, and there on the root I have put that, right click, copy, and now put it on the desktop or in the C drive, doesn't matter. What happened to my throat? Okay, anyway, sorry. I think I should mute next time when I'm coughing, sorry. Okay, so I'm just putting it anywhere, yeah. Instead of desktop, I'm just putting in the root of the C drive, or so now I'm just gonna go to the group policy management. I'm on domain controller now, so I'm just going to go to the administrative tools and going to the group policy management. We all know that Windows domain has group policy to really control the different configurations across the Windows environment from servers, and especially for clients, actually Windows 7, 8, XP, whatever. So I'm just going to open the group policy management now. And although I did try to put that policy in the default domain policy, which is kind of a no thing, like this policy is for the domain, so I'm just going to create new policy here called Citrix settings, Citrix group policy settings, and press OK. And then I'm just going to right click this Citrix group policy settings and click edit. Now, how to add that ADM template to the administration template of Citrix to give some Citrix options, so we could link this group policy setting to any of the OU. For suppose if we have OU for accounts department, for management department, for security department, for any other departments or any other OUs. We can connect to any of the organizational units, the yellow folders that show here, and then the Citrix policy could be implemented. So this policy that we just created now, I'm just going to go to the administrative templates here and right click the administrative templates area and add remove templates. Now I'll just click add, and well, it went straight to this path downloads, but well, I actually copied it in the C drive of this. Well, that was my previous version. Okay, so ICA client, it is the same file anyway. So ICA client.adm, which I copied from the XenApp server, double click that. It's now added, just 122k KB. So close that, and it should be updating this. So when we expand this administrative template now, you should be seeing this classic administrative templates, and when we click there, there's our Citrix related components as well. This is the computer configuration, so computer related all the policies, and then there is the user configuration. So if I expand that as well and go to administrative templates, it is added here as well. Of course, we just have to add once on any one of the areas, and it's going to start showing there, right? So Citrix components, but what are inside the Citrix components? I'll just quickly go there. So Citrix receiver related, which is on the client side, because these policies are mainly for the client and not for servers, although we can put it on servers as well, mainly because the clients are always in thousands, right? In big organizations. So then there is network related options that we're going to be discussing some of those today as well. Proxy related options that we can configure for thousands of clients, user authentication, smart card, Kerberos authentication, local username and password. We're going to be discussing with the sessions discussion all these, but we get to know that there is that sort of remoting client devices. If the user from home has connected to the server and opened a session, what do you want the client to have there? So printers should be met, or the client printers should be available for the client in that session, hardware access, image capture, client microphone, and all these other clipboard. So we just get to know that this is how we blend in some of the policies on the group in the group policy for Citrix as well. Client engine, ICA file settings, allow per user install. We're gonna understand all those multi-stream ICA when we go a bit more deeper. So this is one thing that we wanted to do, that adding how to add Citrix administrative template for implementing settings or on large scale on the client side. So I'm just going to close that now. Let's go for some more application streaming. So I'm just going to close that here. The only thing we do after implementing group policy is although we're not in a hurry to implement those, and we haven't implemented anything, but we can just put GP update. We're not forcing it because we're not using it for now, but if they're there, then later we're gonna be putting it to use as well. So at least we get to know this. Okay, it is updated. I'm just closing that now. Let's go. Okay, and closing. I haven't also linked it to any of the OUs, so it's not implementing. This is the safe area group policy objects. Okay, closing it now. Let's go ahead with the second topic of application publication. Let me just also copy that MS Office evaluation. So I'm just gonna go back to Citrix software and copy. Oh, it's not gonna be copying. It has to be mounted. So I'm just gonna copy this path and mount. So I'm gonna start the installation of MS Office on both these Citrix servers. Since I have the environment ready here, I would want the MS Office to be installed on both. So for that, just I'm recording that. I have given you the link. You can download it later, and throughout the week you can deploy this and follow the video. So settings, I'm just going to mount that img or image file to the DVD of the first XenApp server. Video soft and oh, okay, all files. Hey, image does. Am I able to mount image or just an ISO, because it did not show the option there? So then there are other ways I can just extract. Oh, I can. Okay, it didn't show that, but the DVD mounted the img as well, the extension, although it was just saying ISO. So what I did was I just selected all files, right? So in the video I did it quickly, so I'm just explaining that I selected all files, then I get to see the .img, right? So I'm just gonna double click that, and let's see autoplay and next finish. While this is going on, this is just a simple installation of MS Office. I'm just doing it from scratch, so you know, we can all install that, right? But this is how we do in the production environment. Like we have to be careful about all the steps. MS Office, whatever I do here, this copy of Office 2013 cannot be used on a computer running terminal services. To use MS Office 2013 on a computer running terminal services, you must use volume license edition of Office. Okay, wrong copy. Next software now. So okay, in our case, yes, we had the volume license edition of Office in production environment, so of course we were able to install that. But if I go for evaluation, it's not going to go ahead, because terminal services are installed or the remote desktop services are installed in every XenApp server. This is not going to go ahead, but I have the other copy that I would want to go for. But this is also good to know that at least for knowledge that volume license editions or the Citrix would want to make sure that, hey, just go for the proper copy that you have bought and stop testing on our environment. Although that's not good, I mean, in the sense that, hey, we want to test, come on. So need to find product key. Yeah, since it said that volume licensing, even if I have my DreamSpark license available here, you know what, Office 2013 plus, and so I'm in the background going to be going for DreamSpark, and if I am logged in there, so while this is going on, I'm just gonna start telling you about or start another application, but I'm just quickly trying to show in the video that it's going to be not that difficult to do that. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste a lot of time here. From the college, I got that. Okay, so there is this link, and then there is, oh yeah, that's top. I can try it later for just giving the key, because that is also not a license key, but it could be the, okay, so I'm gonna put in the background that key while let's try to do something else. Only one instance of this, yeah, so I'm gonna keep this screen up and try my DreamSpark key, but this could wait as well. Let's go for the slide, and first thing is that how to add the Citrix template. Second thing is install a hosted app with the advanced settings options. We did not try the advanced setting options to know how it works. Then we're gonna go for streaming application, which is another way to deploy applications to the client. That is also called with offline application availability. So I'm just gonna go for now hosted app, and we're gonna try two more options. One is, in fact, this option should be alongside this hosted app as well. The content option we did not try last time, and the that advanced settings option. So I'm just going to try, and first let's go for the content option. First of all, application streaming was being done, and here, and you could see that already we have deployed 3 applications here. Let me get that chat here. Okay, so there's a question in the chat. If we want to publish Office for 2000 clients, then how many license we require from Microsoft? So it is for the concurrent connections that you will be paying to the Microsoft, as well as because you know why you're paying to Microsoft. You are using their remote desktop services here, you know, on top of the remote desktop services which were previously known as terminal clients. uh, you have to buy those licenses, and you could see that there's always a warning coming now when it pops up again. I will try to at least take a screenshot of that. So the warning does come that you have 118 days or 120 days left for that. uh, so yes, you would want so concurrent connection, what does that mean? That how many users are connecting to the XenApp server at any given time and opening that application. So it will be the concurrent connection. Maybe you say, okay, I have 1000 users connecting. So okay, Microsoft will say, okay, at any given time your users will be that many users will be connecting, or 500 user connections will be opening the 500 instances of Microsoft Word or Excel or PowerPoint or any of the product of the MS Office will be opened. It will be a total of 500 instances. You would the Microsoft would give you a price for or rate for that. So it will be concurrent, not per client or per device, right? Okay, so now app we had published some of the applications, and are they really still working? If I go back to my Windows 7 client here, seriously, I did not update the tools. Okay, so if I go to my Windows 7 client and go for the web browser and check that link. Oh, I have internet connection. I am not supposed. I don't need that now. Okay, that's why it will not connect to my environment, or at least I don't want this internet traffic for now. So I'm just going to. Oh, I'm on NAT, guys. Let me just quickly check on XenApp server. I'm on VMnet 14. So I'm just gonna quickly connect to my environment of VMnet 14. Oh, sorry, there are 2 clients here. The first one is on NAT. Sorry, this is the first Win 7. I'm supposed to go there. The other one I'm just preparing. So I'm gonna just close that. Open the browser here on Windows 7, and just want to check if the applications which were published before are still showing here, so I could go and start publishing some more, but with different options now. So I'm just gonna go and try to connect now. XenApp, Citrix. It should pop up credentials screen if it has connected to my Citrix server. This is the web client that we configured before. And I'm trying to connect to my first XenApp server. While it is opening, let me just check if it's suppose if it's not on the safe sites. Let me just go to trusted sites. So yeah, it is there. See, okay. Maybe it needs time because let me check the NS lookup just to troubleshoot for the name resolution, because without name resolution we have a problem here. 201, yeah, name resolution is okay, and I am able to ping Citrix mem01. Yeah, okay, both are okay, just taking its time. Oh well, let it take its time. I'm just basically checking if the applications are showing up or not, or if I'm connected. Okay, so close that, and it's good. Okay. I hope those who are following me now could be also logging into it successfully. Administrator, let's go for. Although we have made it available for the domain users, if you remember. So although we are using administrator every time, but if I quickly go to back to my domain controller and check if we have created any other user that is part of the domain user, yes we have. So user 1, user 2, user 304. So I could try if we have given permission to the domain users. You know what's a domain user? So if I right click any user, or if we create any of the new users in Active Directory, and just go and check their membership, member of tab, they are all part of the domain users group. Okay, I made them Citrix admin as well. Seriously, why? I just wanted to check with a simple domain user. Oh, they're all Citrix admin. So I'm just gonna remove one of the domain user from Citrix. Okay, domain users, Toronto admin. Okay, so they are all domain users. So I'm just gonna go for user 03 and try to check instead of putting administrator. User, it's a normal Active Directory user, user 03, and I think I give password the same for everyone. Well, and what I'm trying to see is that we have given access or permission to all the domain users for the Citrix apps, but did we really, or do they really have that? So Citrix domain dot local. So if I log in now, I can just go back by administrator anytime, right? Okay, there's a comment. My grading form is resolved after grading again. Oh, okay. So that's one good thing is that many of the students tried or to recreate the whole form again or even third time. So that was very very good that you're trying hard and you're working hard to do this. So okay, so user 3, I did try to log in. Oh, okay. Maybe I did not click correctly. So yep, the applications are still showing there for a normal user as well. If I go and click notepad, so this is hosted application. Okay, some command from internet. Oh, okay. So there's a comment in the chat that the Citrix environment, Ali resolved it by giving some commands. Ali, you should be sharing those commands if you like to. So okay, but thank you if you do. Ah, come on, it's a secret. Seriously, there are so many things I can put to secret now. No, but of course, I'm supposed to share everything. Okay, how about 10 bits? No, what's your favorite? Okay, so let's go for. Oh, thank you, Oli. All right. See, 10 bits work, right? Okay, so this is Notepad is working fine. So this is the hosted application. Anyone can tell me what is the difference between hosted application and streaming application? Well, okay, let me tell you. So hosted application is one of the differences is that the processing and memory is used up for the server side. So if I'm running this application now, actually the processing and memory, so I'm on Windows 7 client here, right? So the memory and processing will be consumed for the server while the application is being run on the client side. While if we do the streaming application, which we are going to do, it's going to use the client's processing and memory, and it's going to be available. The applications are supposed to be available offline as well. So if the client is not connected to the Citrix server, still we're gonna put this to test as well. The offline, it should be available. At least the session should not be disconnected permanently. If you had a hiccup in your connectivity with your Citrix environment, it will freeze the session, which should not it should not disconnect the session, right? Okay, you know what, I put just a sec, I need to close the window, it's cold. Okay, dude, it done. Sorry. So let's go for, so this is the hosted application. Now guys, if you want thousands of users or hundreds of users to want to open a link or a UNC path, or like, you know, of there's a file server and you have shared a folder, that folder has some kind of survey and or you know, some kind of form that every user must fill, or there is some small software security update.exe file, but the thing is that the document or that file has to be accessed over the UNC path or the shared folder. So not only that we can publish application, we can also publish a link to the shared folder, right? A UNC path. So when a user or thousands of users are connecting, oh, there's that path. There are many other ways to do that too, through group policy as well. But you know, logging in from Citrix does that too as well. So if I go back to my Citrix XenApp server and go to the XenApp Center or App Center and applications, so this is also called content. There's an option called content in the application publishing where you can then share the UNC path with all the hundreds or thousands of users. So for that, I'm just gonna create on my domain controller. I will go and create on the C drive a new folder called software, because later I'm gonna use that too as well. Software. On the domain controller, I'm creating a shared folder called software and sharing it with everyone. Click add, read access is go. Okay. No, I would remotely have to put some software there, so I need read and write access to this software folder created on the domain controller. Click share, done. So I would want to share this folder. So from XenApp server, if I go to run / my Citrix DC, enter, then I have this software. So this is the path, UNC path for this / Citrix DC / software. Okay, minimize or right click, copy, minimize. So let's publish this UNC path, right? So applications, publish application, and next. So display name, shared software folder. Well, all software. Let's keep it smaller. Okay, next. So this is the area where we first previously published an application. Now if I go to the content here and click that and go next, so now it's asking what is the content address. It could be a URL or a UNC. So this means a website can also be shared there as well, either HTTP or file : So but if I go for just the full UNC path, so it should be accepted, and then users must have access rights for the resource you specify. So if I click next, so first just the shared folder path, right, the UNC path, then next, which users. So again, I'm just putting it for the domain users. I can just put it to show users and then go for the domain controller and then users, and then there is this domain users here. Yep, there's a there's a reminder for recording, and yes, it's recording, but definitely it's a very good thing to check that it's the numbers are moving here, must be right. Thank you. Okay, So domain users, double click that. Thank you. And guys, again and again, I will be reminding that please let me know about your labs if they're working fine, and I'm gonna follow up with you throughout the week as well. I can remote into your computers if there's a problem with your lab, but do not sit on the lab if the problems with the issues, right? Communicate with me. I'm there to help you, right? Okay, so domain users I'm adding here. Press OK. Uh, Click next. Okay, so there is this option. So let me. I'll keep this window here on the XenApp server. I will go back to my Citrix Win 7. Seriously, okay, sun is really. Okay, it was on my face. Sorry. Okay, so on my Windows 7, I have these two applications. What if I want to create a folder here and put some applications here? Suppose this content redirection or content that or the share UNC path that I want to share, I actually want to share it with New York people and maybe the users of New York group should be given access to that. I would want to create a folder as well that should have that collection. So when I reach here, let's see if the folder gets created. I mean, it should. So what I need to do is, if I put here, why am I always after New York? Hey, we are in Canada, so okay, Toronto. I'm sorry, New York. Oh, okay. So Toronto, Toronto software folder, Toronto software, or I'll just name it that. What I'm expecting is that it should come here as a folder. When I go inside that, then I should be seeing that content or that UNC path, right? So, and of course, if you want to add that same link on the start menu, we're gonna publish some more applications, and then we're gonna put and see this as well if it works or not. And we can just click their change icon to choose any other icon. You could just put here transformers or anything else. The cartoon, not the actual electrical transformer, right? Okay. Anyway, so the Toronto software. Let's click next. So disable application, initially we discussed that, this is the option for that. What I was trying to go for was this configure advanced option, application settings option, but you can see it's application setting option. So for content or for just one shared folder path, I don't think this is good, although we can still use it. But now after this, I'm gonna start publishing another application, and we're gonna go with these options. When I click this, you can see that the options are limited. When there's an application being published and I click this, there will be 4, 5, 4, 6, 1 options here. But still, if we go for just sharing a shared folder or UNC path, and if we reach this window and click this option, at least there are two options showing here, right? So if we go next by clicking this, last time we did not click this, right? Now I'm just going for extra options that we did not do last time. So what it just says that is configure advanced access control for the application. Configure what kinds of connections can access this application. What kind of connections? So okay, well, that was too much. So yeah, you can click more and see that, but the main thing is that do you want you can filter the connections. So access gateway means allow connections made through access gateway means that users connecting from outside your network, do you want them to access this particular shared folder or whatever later you're publishing or you have published already? Do you want outside users to also access that or not? If I uncheck that, that's it, done. Only inside users or LAN users can access that, right? But it just says that if there are connectivity from outside the domain, outside the network, yes, go ahead, let them use that too. Allow all other connections as well, LAN connections or any other connections, coming from VPN, from Citrix Access Gateway directly if they are coming. From dial-up connections, believe it or not, dial-up still exists. In 2012 in VPN, dial-up option is still there, so there are parts of globe that are still using dial-up, right? Okay, anyway, So this is just for out, connection filtering, that what's where the users are coming from, we can actually control that, right? So I'm just gonna click finish here, and expect it to be, so there's an all software created here, the link, and the information for configured users is domain users, current settings, connections allowed, application, and this is the content location is this, so this is the actual path we have configured. So uh, well, I'm back to the client now. If I F5, just checking, otherwise I should be going out, signing out and signing in. So reconnect, nope, okay, disconnect, return to log on, and user 03. Then I will have to, if it doesn't show here, then I'll have to go for administrator, or I have to wait for it to refresh or restart. There's a long list of updates. So oops, sorry, local citrix domain.local log on. Not yet. So it is, we're expecting it to be, arriving soon. Okay. Oh, need to do that here as well. Well, although from one server also it should be published, but it's always good practice to put it on the other server as well. But I'll just keep it now because it's a very small thing. I could just keep it to the first server, and maybe I'll just wait for it. So I'm just going to log out from here. Oh, settings, because I just want application refresh, run client detection, native client is currently selected, and let me just log off and then go for the Citrix application, online sessions, preferences. I just wanted the client to refresh or reconnect. So settings, log on behavior, reconnect and log on, all active and disconnected sessions, save. Okay, not much here, so I'm just going to close this and open that again just to get it refreshed. Okay, that was the preferences that I just put it. So there's an online plugin already available. So guys, I already sent you an email, the Dropbox link to download the plugins. Please download them, because we're going to be installing the offline plugin as well. And also, okay, so show advanced receiver up, many options, and that's it. Okay, plugin status is this right now. Okay, so I'm going to open the browser now. And one more thing here, all software. So all software was the name, content enabled, user connection explicit, all software pre-launch, no. And if I go to this first server, I'm going to the second server and the first server. And refresh, and you know what, I'm going to quickly do one thing, which is I'm just gonna make it unavailable temporarily. It's not a good thing to do, so don't try this at home. Okay, just kidding. Disable this. Okay, disable this as well. I'm just quickly trying to connect the 7 client to just that server, right? Although it could be a bad idea. Well, in production environment, definitely I would not want to do that. I am still, anyway, connecting to one. I'll go with administrator just to check if that content was discovered. Now I'm sure that it's going to check. It's going to connect to my first one, Citrix domain dot local, Oh, the third application just popped up. Thank you very much. It's about time, sir, that you that this Foxit reader, it was not showing, right? So it has shown now, but I'm still waiting. So change display, disable application, duplicate application, move to folder, delete application, other things. Type, publish, new application, export, import, refresh user data. Yeah, refresh. Automatic refresh user data for servers. Yeah, 30 seconds. Definitely. Okay, refresh everything. And information, applications, publish. Okay. Yep, I think we are good. Application properties should not have anything other than allow software disable. I did not disable. Application description, type, content, location is this, users. You know what? I'm just going to try to remove that just to see that link first. What I made a change here right now is I was expecting a folder to be created. For now, I'm just trying to see if it does reach there, right? So I just made that small change. Refresh all the applications, refresh the server settings, go for client. Okay, there's a session open now, so I'm just gonna go down to the Citrix receiver here, right click online sessions. Okay, it's still disabled, it should not be, but on an online session it should be enabled. Okay, I'm logged into administrator, domain administrator or not. So if, oh, sorry guys, I'm not logged into domain administrator. Oh, it's a local administrator. Okay. Seriously, log off. I am logged into domain administrator, but Citrix domain /administrator, and I guess domain users is added for, so all the users in the Active Directory should be able to access this application. Just like when we are struggling with the group policy, hey, please show up there on the client side. When we go for Citrix, it's the communication between the Citrix, XenApp console, or Citrix itself, the receiver, and the XenApp server. So I'm just gonna try to see if the communication is working, but it was working because Foxit was also showing and it did log in. So I made sure that okay, I'm gonna open this no, not the XenApp Center. I want to open the client right now, and that is from the browser. Go again. Okay, user 03 was the domain user, and Citrix domain was the, oh, so the user has just this option, and when I go to the administrator, it has the Foxit reader as well, right? So we do, so for the users, maybe Foxit reader was not shared for the user, it was just for shared for the administrator. So but this content, it has been shared for, okay, so let me just specifically share it for the administrator as well. So I'm just gonna go back to the XenApp server, all software, and application properties, and users, and domain users was allowed, right? So I'm just gonna add the administrator of the domain, administrator, that specifically show this guy, and if you want to take your time with domain users, you don't want to show that, it's okay. This is the last troubleshooting. Then I need to show you the Citrix profiler, and then we're just gonna give it time, or I'll just restart the Win7 just to get it to work. Let me go there. So if I'm expecting that it's not going to uh, it's it may not have just reached that configuration to the client. I'm just making sure it should. So I'm just restarting the client. This is the most desperate move. Restart the Windows 7 when we just see that in a Citrix environment in production, we just give it time. When the user say, "Oh, I can't see it," so we say, "Okay, give it time," and then we later, when the user is desperate, we say, "Oh, can you restart your machine, sir?" And while we are trying to republish it on another server, and then it gets it there. So maybe there's a problem with the content for that server. So and there's another option for content. I will create a shared folder on the same server and try to publish that, although throughout the domain it should just work fine. And what else? Let me just close that and open that again. There's offline plugin enabled. Okay. XenApp Center. And yeah, one more thing on the server side. When we are playing Desperate, not playing, we are. Okay, I am IR. So I'm just gonna go to the services, and I'm just going to check if all the services are trying to. Hey, that's not fair. Remoting service is not started. Okay, guys. Okay, we should. The first thing we should check services when we start our environment. But if it gives an error, that's another thing. But it should not. It's an automatic. It is set to automatic, so it is supposed to be started. So that was okay. I'm just gonna enable the access for my. I mean, like the second server should also be discovered now. Um, Once it is identifying and connected, I'm just gonna close this. So what I'm doing is a quick troubleshooting to get one thing to show on the client, and it sometimes take this much of hassle just to show up one application. Okay, it has updated the software which I added there, or the content. Okay, command remoting service could not start. Seriously, what else is not started? Windows licensing mode, everything else is okay. Okay, so serious, come on, give me a break. Well, I'm gonna keep it. I've given it enough time, so let's go for simultaneously do that other topic while I'm going to keep coming back here and give it time. Maybe I have to restart even the server just to get the content showing there, or I will just publish another application and see if it is not the servers, or it is not the communication between the ICE, between the client and the server, but it is something to do with the content that we published, right? So instead, okay, it's not going to discover that because so I'm just going to publish another application. Oh, it did discover that. Okay, so I'm gonna publish another quick application just to see if at least the client side and the server side are communicating, and it has something to do with the content itself. So restarting everything should not be the only option we have. So I'm just gonna go back there because I wanted to show you some advanced options for the application as well, which we saw for the content publishing or the UNC path publishing. I'm just gonna go back to the publish application. Next, display. In fact, CNN. You know what? I'm just going for content again. This will be a quick one. I'll leave it there. Then I'll go back to the application. So CNN URL, CNN website. Okay, and oh, next. One more time, guys. So content. Next, content address www.cnn.com. Oh, it needs that http://. Next, allow all users, domain users. Administrator is also included always in domain users, but I don't know. I'm just adding domain users just to see some results quickly. Okay, so that's a URL there. Okay, and okay, on desktop, shortcut to the client's desktop. Oh, it's not gonna support here, right? So um, hmm, it's not going to let me go ahead because configure the appearance and location. Right now, there's some processing going on here right now, and I don't have internet connection as well. Okay, now, so it was just choosing the icon. Seriously, okay, okay. If it did not come up with the icon, it didn't let me go. Hey, wait, let me just choose the icon. It's so important. Yeah. Okay, next. Um, advanced option. Let's skip it. Well, we didn't do anything anyway. For the advanced option, there is nothing to do. There is no external gateway traffic coming. Uh, external traffic coming. So finish. Now I have another. I published a URL, and if I go back to my client Windows 7 and log into the Citrix receiver, because this is the thing that actually works first. I mean, the easiest thing. But if it's something to do with my domain.local, oh, seriously, guys, seriously, what's wrong here? Anyone can tell me where should I be clicking? Anyone in the chat can tell me what's wrong here? Anyone in the chat can tell me where should I go to see the content? Setting? Okay. No. But anyway, okay, setting. Where do I go? Well, no, let me tell you now. Yes. What was I? Okay, so let's go there and reflect, cancel content, and both are there. What was I not doing here? Not going to that tab, or maybe I did not notice that, or the tab was not there. Okay, so all software, when I go, pop-up blocked, pop-up should not be blocked, pop-up should not be blocked. Okay, it's Monday morning, guys. Let me blame it on Sunday morning. See, I'm saying Sunday as Monday. I should have had a sleep last night, but anyway, I was still connected. Okay, so what happened here? Yes, that software link from the domain controller is showing there, and then that website. I don't have internet right now, so it's not supposed to open, but it simply goes there, right? But select view, if we have lots of icons and uh, you know all the things, then we can have other. So later I'm gonna try to have that view as well. Maybe I just restarted the Windows 7 and it has refreshed everything. Or well, let's just go back. Now let's go for the application publication advanced options. There are some extra things for any application that you publish that we have to do. Before doing the streaming, we have to just do this advanced options. So if I go back to my oh, seriously, look at this, select language. Oh, this, I thought it was MS Office. This we're gonna do later, actually, today. The streaming profiler. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back again and publish application, and let's try another option here. So next, what application should I be publishing? Let me just check the application, what application I have already here. C drive, software, WinRAR, Google Chrome, Foxit Reader, I did that already. So Google Chrome Enterprise, double click that, install, because it has to be installed, right, on the XenApp server. And I need this soft folder. I already have it, I think, on the second XenApp server. Okay, sure. So I'm just gonna go inside this C drive and check if Google Chrome is there as well. So I'm just gonna install quickly Google Chrome on both, if I can. and let's see if Google Chrome is working. Oh, okay. I'm just gonna drag that to my second recorder, so two recorders should be in front of me. So I'm just gonna install Google Chrome, but if it takes forever, then I have to skip it to another application called Tree Size. This is another application that I was using in SCCM as well. Main slide. So I'm just gonna go for another smaller application. Google Chrome will install, but if we have another application, that would be good. SCCM, yep, software, and there was Tree Size. So tree, yeah, there it is. Okay, so there are others as well. TeamViewer as well. Oh, that needs installation as well. VLC is there. Okay, two more applications. I'll just upload all these so you could also play with them. Copy this, go to the first one and paste inside, and go to the second one, create a folder, soft, paste. Okay, so while Google Chrome is installed, I think seriously, okay, yeah, there it is. So Google Chrome is installed, but I need to know where's the exe file for that, or what is the path for the exe file. So right click the Google Chrome icon, go to properties, exe path is this one. Okay, so target, right? So it is this. Okay, control A. Oh, I want to make sure. So control A, yeah, control C. This is the path that okay, let me just save it on the notepad and paste. So now this is the path that I need to publish. So I don't need to install Google Chrome on Windows 7, Windows 8, maybe there are hundreds of them, and they would still want to have Google Chrome, so they will have that. But now we're gonna try to go for advanced options as well. Make sure that Google Chrome is on the second XenApp server as well. Yep, it is, and yes, the same path I would need to copy in the notepad temporarily, just to paste it back on the correct window in the configuration. Okay, the path is there. Minimize the client. Okay, so what I did was publish an application. So Google Chrome browser, and control A, control C, tab, control V. So good, CMAP description. Next, application still accessed from a server. We're gonna go after that for stream to client and this, but we have to have a streaming profiler, but we're gonna discuss about that. So access from a server. Next, where is that application? Oh, sorry. So just go to that path. It's better to actually go to browse and do that, because it properly then put that in the format. So program files, Google, then Chrome, then application, then chrome.exe. So C drive, program files, Google, Chrome, then application, then this. Okay, so if I put that here, what's the difference? We could have just gone for that, right? But it's always, going through browsers is always something. Yeah, Google Chrome, exactly same thing. Yes, we could have just put that information from the target of that, application as well. It's exactly the same thing. So yes, it has filled up the working directory as well. Next, the servers, which servers are showing that? So both of our servers have this. So I'm just gonna go down this server and then this server. So both servers are there. Oh, okay. Next, And domain users, let's just stick to that. And show users, double click, all users including the admin is going to have access here. Oh, whoa, back, yeah, okay, next. I would want to create a folder for this. Uh, Unproductive apps. Hey, I'm just being yeah, icon is already there. So for so unproductive apps, I mean, when it's a browser, employees are supposed to employees are normally wasting time, right? So let's be creative about that. Unproductive app. Anyway, so that this is just a joke. Don't try this in production environments, right? Okay. So and well, let's see if the folder gets created now. So next. Now this is the option we wanted to check. When we click this, you can see that when we were publishing content, there was just access control. Now when we are publishing applications, there is there are all these options. So let's go ahead and check what these options are. We know this one, like initially the application should be disabled, and some later time we could enable that for users. Even after application has been published, we could just disable it for certain group. And so this is the option there, but let's go for the advanced options next. First is the gateway. So yes, traffic is this application is allowed for the traffic coming from anywhere, though we don't have a access gateway, but anyway, allow other connections or all connections, right? So next, then okay, this is configure the file types to be associated with the application. So the purpose of this area is that suppose we have a Word document doc, which with the extension .doc or .docx, docx or doc. So normally what we do, we just go inside the computer, and suppose I'm just going inside Central Soft. This is just a simple example. Oops. Oops. What's wrong with me? So when we are going for any application, we don't go for first open that application, or normally if we go for PowerPoint like this. So we don't go like sometimes we do, but we don't go like first open the actual application, then go and browse to this file. We just double click this, and it discovers or it knows the discovery has already been done, that which application will be opening this .pptx extension. So it will go and open through PowerPoint, right? If it was Microsoft Word file, the .docx will be opening through the application, right? So we have to associate all the applications here. If I go to the server, so file extensions have to be also mentioned or populated, because suppose a user from email receives a file .docx. So if the extensions are not showing here, then the user, if the user just double clicks the file, that file would not know that which software is opening it, right? Although it's a best practice to always have this extension open, or this number of extensions, like .doc should be written here, .docx should be written here, .xlsx or .xl s should be written here. So all the extensions should be written here. This means that on the client side, when that file with that extension is opened, it would know that which published application is supposed to open that file, right? So there is an extra step that needs to be done to populate this, and we're gonna come back to that, but I'm just saying that what is this option really that for. And then after the end of this wizard, I'm gonna go to that option and try to see if we can populate this now. So what we're doing is we are publishing Google Chrome. So we have to populate the, at least for the browser. I don't think this might be that we need to browse it, populate this extension, but we're gonna still see that option, how to properly configure that, right? That's why I wanted MS Office, seriously. Okay, so next, then there is an option for limits, and this is the limit instances allowed to run in server form. This is all normally license oriented setting. Excuse me. So the more instances of the same application opened, the more licenses are consumed, because we know that concurrent connection oriented licensing is available. So at one time, if one user opens 5 instances, or if 100 instances of Microsoft Word are open in 100 sessions, 100 users are connected and they've all opened Microsoft Word. So, but what you purchase the license of 50 concurrent Word opening sessions, or Microsoft Word should be open, or instances of Microsoft Word should be open concurrently, that should not exceed 50, and you have opened actually 100. So it's all about that, how many licenses are being consumed at given time. So you could limit that according to the licenses you have right now for concurrent connections. Allow only one instance app for each user, even one user. How many times, how many instances of the same application one user has opened, it also depends on that. But in our environment we haven't put at least this restriction. I need to see what numbers are there, so that would tell me what licensing type we have. Okay, application importance, what is that? So if you have gone with the VMware concept, that the processing is the priority of processing, giving the processing or CPU power to an application. Here it just means that the CPU resources should be given to this application. Is it high? Is it a very important application? We are just publishing Google Chrome, right? So excuse me. So maybe there's a third party application that is very important, accounting software that is very important, that it should be given more CPU processing from this particular or that particular server. So it's all about that you want to give CPU processing to this application or not. You can give it to high, you can give it to low, or just keep it to normal. But we need to know why, what are these options, right? Okay, so next. Now this is for client options. So this is for security mainly. Well, security as well as this legacy audio or minimum requirement. These audio settings do not apply to speed, screen, multimedia, acceleration. We're going to be talking about multimedia and audio and video configuration, but this is all about that you want to have audio enabled, and it should not take or consume a lot of bandwidth. Plus there is that enable SSL and TLS protocols. So if you want the data to be all encrypted, or encryption should be basic, or you want to go for high encryption, whenever you enable encryption, or even when you go for higher encryption, this means that a lot of computing power will be involved in sending the session, because the data will be encrypted and decrypted as well. So that is some extra processing going on, and if you enable it for thousands of users, that's gonna really affect your performance overall for the server, and the traffic and the bandwidth will be consumed as well. But main thing is processing, right? So start this application without waiting for printers to be created. We're gonna be talking about printers as well later, but sometimes, just like now, you just saw that it did not go for next. Remember that it was not going for next until it populated that icon. So the same thing is that sometimes the printers that were mapped to a session, they are not appearing. Maybe the printer connection or icon is still loading and it's taking time. And start this application without waiting for printers just means that, hey, go ahead whenever the printer appears, it will just be added to your session. But don't wait for the printer. So if you uncheck that, hey, this means if the printer icons are not showing or connection or link is not showing, the application would not also start. So that's not good. This is something normal, that of course printer icons you really need to print now. Still you would want the application to open and whenever the printer options enable. Okay, so printer related tasks are sometimes pain. Anyway, so next, here's session window size and appearance. So maximum color quality, the if you increase the quality of the color, that all the high DPI, it will consume your bandwidth, as well as the performance, overall performance of your session will be affected if you are seeing everything in high colors, in more in-depth colors. So it's good that you can have this better speed or better appearance here with LAN connections. When you want to go for WAN connection and that the WAN connections are, or the particular WAN connection from Toronto to Alaska, the WAN connection there is so bad, so you would go for 256 color 8-bit as well, but that's going to be very bad image quality. The thing is, it's not going to consume a lot of bandwidth in our LAN environment, and now companies have very good WAN connectivity, so better appearance is still good, right? So window size for the application, we would go for normal, but this option here says that startup settings are ignored in seamless mode. So I say session opens an application with its natural application appearance or session window size. If you open calculator or if you open Google Chrome, well, it's a browser, it's gonna open its own window, but it's the seamless just means that the actual size of that software, the way the software opens normally on any installed computer, it's going to seamlessly open that way. So you don't have these settings will be ignored, but later when we go for some advanced settings, then we can visit back here for application startup settings, that if it's not a seamless mode for some reason, that okay, we want the application to be very small or application to be open small, and you could just drag it to one side. Maybe you are wanting this application to be in front of you all the time while you are actually working on another application. So in some special circumstances, you go and play with these options. Otherwise, application sizes should not be touched, or appearances. So I'm gonna be clicking finish here. So Google Chrome is published, and with advanced options we discussed. The thing is, so now I'm just going to check here for the second server where Google Chrome is installed and the option is there. So now I'm just gonna quickly fly by here just to have the application published on both the servers. Again, oh seriously, you know what, the main thing is when we play around with creativity, I mean, like, what name did I give? Oh, it's Google Chrome browser. Okay, that's what it's saying. Google Chrome browser. Control A, Control C, tab, Control V. Next. Oh, sorry, it is copied already. Yeah, this name already exists. Enter a new name. Seriously. Also, it's going to be copied here. The existing name could be a published application not visible in this folder. Okay, not visible. Okay. Let me just check again. Refresh. Hey, it's already published or synced here. Good. For bigger applications, that's why I wanted to install MS Office or other big applications that you need to install again on the other servers as well with the same settings, right? But this is not big enough. I mean, It's just a small application, right? Not big. Okay. Servers, this, users, shortcut, access control, nothing here. Content redirection, this I needed to explain, right? What was content redirection again? The file types should be showing here. This is what I was mentioning, that after the end of the wizard we're gonna try to populate this. So how to do that? If I go for show all available file types, apply, but first I need to go to that application and go for application properties. There is that option that we just visited, and I tried to apply that, and then there is that can I just give me a second. There was that option that I wanted to mention, show here. It should be picking up that application options. You know why it is not picking up, and good example for showing this would be the MS Office or any other application, because Google Chrome itself, I mean, the user don't have to have the user don't have an extra client side application for Google Chrome, right? Then there is Foxit Reader or any other software that you have installed, and it has that extension that the user should have, like TXT or anything. So it normally automatically picks up those extensions here, right? So if I just refresh this again and right click application properties, the only thing I need to do is this, but it's supposed to pick up those applications. And there's one more thing that I need to show here. Oops. I took screenshots here, and that was for configuration content. Yeah, that's how it populates that. So normally you could see that it's Word files, Microsoft Word file, and this is content redirection. This is what I wanted to show you, but what we were able to do here was just put that setting. Okay, there is that word. I just wanted to show it from another video that oh sorry, so this is it, the server step. That's why I took a screenshot, because there are so many small steps. Other task, update file types from registry. And god, I took that because some of the smaller steps, they are always easy to not forget, easy to forget. So on the server, because these applications are installed on the server, so that's why I showed you that option here, and that was published applications, sessions. So it was all tasks, and then other tasks, and then update file types. So just for the record of the video, thank god it's there now. Update those applications, other tasks, update file types from registry. So whatever applications were installed on this XenApp server or that XenApp server, their application file types were stored in the registry, right? So I'm just it's just saying that update it from the local registry, where the extensions of, suppose, Notepad and WinRAR, that it has to be .rar or .zip, it also updates that as well. So let's see if it worked. So if I go back to Google Chrome, application properties, content redirection, show all, apply. Okay, because it does not have extension, but I think Foxit Reader has an extension. That application should be show all, apply. No. What about Notepad? It has .txt. Okay, there you go. So show all available file types. Whichever application has this, The only extra step we have to do is, so for that's why for Microsoft Word and Excel, PowerPoint, when we install MS Office, I'm just gonna try to get that evol or the volume licensing enabled here or some other workaround. But after we install MS Office, we're gonna do some more experimentations on that, just to see the features of Citrix XenApp. So these applications are showing here. This means that if any user has received a file on their client while, suppose Notepad is installed in all the Windows as well, right? MS Office is not installed. So for that scenario, if docx and XLS are showing here, the users, if they receive that doc or doc file and they double click on their machine, and they know that MS Office is not locally installed there, but if these extensions are showing up here, this means that when they enable the doc double click, it should just grab that file from the published applications, right? And then try to open it. So we're gonna put it test by installing the MS Office. I was trying to do that for the evol. I just thought that, okay, it's the Office version, install it thousands of times, so go ahead with that. So now I'm gonna try with the key. Everyone, if it's you want to take a break, this is a 10-minute break, 10 or 15-minute break if you want. Then we're gonna go for the offline publishing, application publishing with the streaming profiler. So it's 10 to 12, max 15. Okay, 15-minute break. Pausing the recordings, back and resuming. So let's go ahead and try to know about application streaming benefits. So main thing, cost effective scalable application delivery. So it's not going to take a lot of CPU and memory of, so a published application will not take CPU and memory processing of your server side. Instead, it can take it will take the use the CPU and memory of the client side while it is not actually installed on the client side, right? So we're gonna try to put it to test now. Lower installation and management costs. So there's once we install or create a streaming application, which is a different process, then we're going to be able to easily make it available for the client or even for the server. So we're gonna try to know that now, how to do that and what do I really mean by that. Anywhere, anytime, offline access. You can see this. So in the end, we're gonna try to do that too. If you have lost connectivity with your XenApp environment, and you want to still start and use that application, it should be available offline as well. But I guess we need to have that offline plugin. So I hope everyone must have installed that offline plugin that I gave the link for on the group. So if I go to that link now, oh, so that is the Dropbox link that I'm going to, and I just wanted to show you which file am I trying to download. So there's that offline plugin that I uploaded from the Citrix website. If I can show you now the Citrix website, if I drag here, so on the citrix.com website there is offline plugin version number 6.7.4. So there are offline plugin, there's a streaming profiler, there's the latest version, but we're gonna try to install the older version just to at least get the concepts perfectly clear. Also we have offline plugin, so we now need to drag the screen now for the online plugin. This is the online plugin, and if I get it down to, and if I go there, this is the offline plugin. So I have mentioned those or sent those links to you already here. So I downloaded those, and then in central location, like on my Dropbox link, I have just put all the links there. So in case of Office Professional, we now know that we need volume licensing, so maybe even the that DreamSpark key may or may not work, but I'll just try to come up with something, the workaround for our lab environment. Guys, just download this. So I'm just going to right click this offline plugin, download. This is the link in your email already. If you are following, then this is something we need to do. So this is Central Soft. So I already have it. yeah. Okay, so technologies, Citrix software. So this is the offline plugin, and you know what? We all have online plugin and receiver, but I just installed my other Windows 7, which I just joined to the domain as well. So I'm just gonna drag my environment now. So just wanted to show you from kind of a scratch about the streaming profiler, how to install that, because it is already installed here in first Windows 7. That's Citrix streaming profiler. So I'm just going to put those plugins here, so we could do that. So what is streaming profiler? It is, so let me just put it on the software, paste the plugins. So streaming profiler helps us create applications that we can later publish and make them available even offline, or when the clients are not connected to our Citrix environment. So in order for offline access to for the published applications, because applications are not installed anyway on the client, what if you are disconnected from your Citrix environment? What do you do? So can you have offline access? For that, let me just put that right now here. You need offline plugin. I just downloaded and installed that. If you are following me, you should do that too. This is very small size. Second thing what you need is streamed application that should be created, it can only be created by streaming profiler, and we know already that streamed application can be accessed offline as well. I'm just going to go back and try to see if those plugins that I downloaded, okay, they're downloaded, copied there. This is my other Windows 7 that I just made a image for. I already have a template for the this Windows 7, so I just this is very handy right now when I really need it. There's more Windows, so I'm just going to try to install this plugin, online plugin. So whatever published applications are there in the Citrix environment, I could try to access at least those. But if I install also offline plugin, that should give me the ability to open streamed applications. So there is a full procedure for doing all that. um, so let's first try to know, while the plugins are being installed, I'm going to try to first let's try to install the um, streaming profiler, Citrix streaming profiler. It's a small application. Citrix streaming, it's a separate download from internet. I already downloaded and uploaded download from Citrix website and uh, uploaded to that Dropbox. So we're good. What we need to do is uh, but guys, okay, installation complete for Citrix Online plugin. I will enter the URL. So just since this message just appeared, whenever we are introducing a new client, and um, it needs to know where is that server that's going to install the applications, or show the published applications. If I put it now on the server side, we haven't configured this option, but if I just put there, I think I'm gonna get an error, I guess. Citrix mem, or yeah, so this is the error that plugin could not be contact Citrix Online plugin could not contact the server entered. Yeah, this is the full path it grabbed, but let's see if it gets it or not. If it gets it, we're okay, but we need to still, I'm gonna show you next time. There's another web interface related configuration that we need to do for that. If that is okay, I think it got no connectivity though, because means login plugin could not contact the server. Please check your network connectivity. So yeah, we were talking about Citrix Online, but I need to get this machine perfectly working. There's that domain profile on, which may be hindering our. Okay, second thing, I want to make sure on this machine that offline plugin is also installed. Online is just for we are connected with the environment, of course. So I'm just installing the offline plugin as well. But with online plugin, does it actually once these plugins are installed, so it's good to know these, because whenever we are introducing new clients, we can go to this procedure as well, and try to do that. Last time in the second class or third class, we actually downloaded the plugin from, or installed the plugins from the XenApp CD itself. So if I go to that link, let me just grab that link from this website, this return to log on. I hope it copies there. It should. Yep, it did. So at least yeah, it's asking for the plugin, but it did update that. Run add-on. Recording going on with this and this. Yep. Hold on. Oh, yeah, it's happening. So I did install the plugins, and see guys, after installing the online plugin and offline plugin, there is no problem now. The green install the button was there, but since I installed that online and offline plugin, it's good, right? And still there's another installer going on here. So I'm just gonna try to log in from this, at least just to know if I'm connected to my environment, because I am online already and I just introduced a new machine. Okay, still some installation is going on for the plugin. Yeah, the offline plugin installs a lot of extra stuff. Okay, you must restart your machine, seriously. Okay, yeah, will do. Okay, let me just Citrix domain dot local, enter, and oh, what do you know, that folder unproductive apps with Google Chrome is there as well. Yay! Okay, so main, we can go to the main screen, and we can create, so you can add some more unproductive apps here, whoever, which, and put it on monitoring. So that's a good idea as well, right? Put it on monitoring. Whichever employee actually goes there knowing it's an unproductive app and use it, you can just, then realize, oh, this guy really wants to be unproductive, huh? We were just testing you. Okay, apart from the joke. So content, applications, and the folder is showing there. uh, Let me go and just close that. Close. It needed a restart, although it's working fine. So I'm going to restart when I, okay, it's not gonna take much time. So guys, how to install Citrix profiler, streaming profiler. First of all, we need to attach the Citrix XenApp ISO to the DVD of our Windows machines, Windows 7 machine. So because it's also in the ISO file, that Citrix streaming profiler, right? So I'm just gonna go to the DVD. I'll make sure that it is connected, make sure its ISO image is there. So then I'm gonna go to the path, and Citrix and software XenApp, and there it is. So this is how we installed our XenApp, right? So that file should be mounted to the DVD of this. So now I'm not gonna make sure that I'm logging in from the domain. So guys, make sure the screenshots are coming for the previous as well as this, and the more work hard you do, the better you will get now. So Citrix online plugin could not contact the server. Yeah, this always comes, but then it communicates and this goes away, right? So okay, and I think I did not install Citrix receiver, so since I downloaded that, so double click that as well. So these three plugins, upgrading from your current version of receiver requires reconfiguration of critical settings. Please contact your IT department. IT department, please help. Yeah, right. Okay, so yeah, maybe I have to download, just like before, the Citrix receiver from this DVD. Otherwise, internet connection is required, right? So let's just start this and auto run. What I want to do is install, go to common components, and plugins and streaming profiler, right? So last time we did go for Citrix receiver plugin, although offline plugin this version, while what I installed now is the latest one. The plugin with the this 6.5 was also installed. I mean, we did not separately install that, so I'm just going for the Citrix receiver version also, which is having all the files inside this ISO. So I'm just going for receiver is not supported on a system with Citrix receiver enterprise. Oh, I already did try to mess. Okay, other plugins, I should go for all the versions 6.5 that are supported with 6.5. But anyway, okay, Citrix streaming profiler, I'm just going to install that. So what's the purpose of Citrix streaming profiler? It creates streaming applications. Those applications can be later deployed to the client, published to the client, and they're going to be utilizing the CPU and processing of the CPU and processing, same thing, CPU and memory of the client, as well as they could be, okay, today's the error day, as well as they could be available offline. Okay, as existing Citrix product has been detected that is incompatible with Citrix streaming profiler, upgrade or uninstall the existing Citrix product. Seriously, guys. Okay, good. So sometimes live demos teach us a lot. Not I don't try each and every small thing and take it into okay, so I those plugins they are creating problem now. It did not create here on this Windows 7, but somehow this is the latest version of online and offline. So older versions are not available while the system is running. If you choose to continue, a reboot will be required. Yeah, whatever. Just go and let me install that streaming profiler. So if we are installing latest clients, it's going to give this problem. So please, please, while current program is finished. Yeah, right. Okay, guys, that was a setback. So I'm just gonna log in back again. One client, I have installed the latest version of those, right? While the streaming profiler, I'm going to install the older version, so it's not showing compatibility with the latest version of the Citrix product or the online plugin that I installed. It seems that way. So this means that I have to go for everything from the ISO for the plugins. So okay, that was a setback. So controllers plugin could not be contacting. Cannot. Yeah. Program files. I'm just gonna get rid of this version as well, latest version, and then I'm gonna try again the profiler. While it is doing this, so you would know also that when you're introducing a new client and you're installing the older version of Citrix streaming profiler, that's not gonna work. While this is uninstalling, let me show you on that Windows 7 machine. Oh, I think it's done already. Dude, it done? Okay. On the other Windows 7, I already installed it, and let me start explaining. Well, I'll show you the installation of that. So if I close that, does it say it? Okay, good. So this is the Citrix streaming profiler that when after installation, this is the folder it creates. So this is a streaming profiler. It's a separate download. While I'll quickly try to download there as well. So it is okay. The folder is there. The installed version, we can at least try to know what is it. So you will see both the installation as well as the, let's see if it doesn't, if it gives any error, because it should not detect anything latest for Citrix. That's the only thing Citrix now on this new machine, Windows 7. While this is installing there, let's go to the installed machine where it's already installed. So I'm going to, so suppose we have already installed Citrix profiler, so I'm going to show both simultaneously. Let's open this. The main purpose is to create a streaming version of an application. So and then we're going to be publishing that application. The main steps for major steps we can say are, so I'm just gonna create one more extra slide, give it a layout quickly, and so major steps, just to give stepos, so it's kind of Italiano or Spanish, no, steps. So okay, first step is install Citrix streaming profiler on Win 7, or we can install it on 2008 server as well. Then start an app and go through the wizard. Make sure you have a shared folder in the network where we will be saving this streamed application. So I'm gonna make sure this so first I will make sure that I can save this streamed application which I'm about to create on a network share. I already created a network share on domain controller here. You remember that I did create that Citrix DC. So inside this Citrix DC, I'm going to create another folder called streaming apps. So now when I check the shared folder from here, so when you open the streaming profiler, this is how the screen looks like. I just wanted to check if the UNC path is okay for Citrix DC backslash software enter. So this is the strange DC software streaming apps. Seriously. Okay, anyway, so it did not update your streaming apps. So when you start the streaming profiler, go for new profile. I just clicked the button new profile. We are supposed to create a profile of an application, which means that this application, all the information about how it installs will be we can think of this example as a bubble. So we will be creating an application bubble. This is not a terminology in Citrix, where I'm just explaining this as an example. So suppose we have created a bubble of one application. What happens is that this application will not be installed on either the server or on the client. It will be a streamed application, which you can say is just a layer above the operating system, and it could be provided from that shared folder and published actually from that shared folder to any of those client locations, and it could be available offline as well as online, of course, and it's going to use the processing and memory of the client itself. So there will be some more extra options that will be coming, and we're going to be talking about that. So how to create a streaming application, I opened the Citrix profiler here, and then we're going to go for next. I'm just going to put here as tree size is one application here that we can try to install. Tree size is a free application that gives you each folder size and file size as well. It's very useful. Next. So enable user updates is the next option, that whenever there are updates for the applications, it should update it for all users. I'm just not going to click that. Save these settings and skip the screen in future. Yeah, well, we hope we can save that and skip for the future, but I'm just gonna not touch it. Okay, again, to support legacy offline plugins and profiles using Microsoft XP. So this is backward compatibility for older environments that it is in asking if you want to enable that. So I'm just gonna say skip that as well. This is so setup inter isolation communication. What is this? The only purpose of this screen is that if you have an application that is streaming application, for example, there is some third-party accounts application, but if that application wants to connect to another published application, so we can set up that connectivity here, which means that suppose that accounting application that we streamed, and it requires when you run that application, it requires also a connectivity with published Excel application from Microsoft Office. So you would want to create so that application should be first published, so you would want to create an inter isolation communication. So basically those applications are isolated, they are separately published applications, but you can still make communication that this published application can actually communicate or connect with the other published application and those values could be defined here, right? But we don't have that right now, but we do understand that, and later we're going to be doing some more testing. So for now I'm just gonna skip it because we just have one published application, one application that we are about to create a streaming application of. So I'm just gonna go next. Now it's saying that choose the target operating system and languages on which you want your application to run. So basically I want to run that application on Windows 7. So if I keep going down, this is Windows 7 64-bit, and of course if we keep going down, default language is English, and what it detected is Windows 7 64-bit. So I'm going to keep it like that. Next. Now this is very interesting. Quick install and advanced install. Suppose I'm just installing a third-party application called Tree Size, but maybe later I want to have run multiple applications. So maybe I want to install Tree Size as well as WinRAR, as well as 2 or 3 other small applications in one go. So I could just select that and go ahead with the wizard and then introduce other applications as well. Or if you want to have an online upgrade for this Tree Size application that you're installing, that maybe there are some latest updates also, or browser plugins for that, or web applications that you want in that in this one quick install, or manually select application files and folders, whatever advanced options, modifications and registry you want to do, you can then select advanced. But I'm just going to go for quick install just to check what is streaming profiler really do. Next, now it's asking, hey, which application do you want us to convert into streaming application, right? So I already have that application in the software locally available software folder. I'll just go to the local. Yeah, there it is. Tree Size free setup, 6 megabyte file, and just on the C drive root. So I'm just gonna go back and give that path. Go to browse, go to Tree Size free setup. Okay, so this is the exe file. It does require some installation normally. So if I go next, now this is very interesting. Whenever so this is the same concept in SCCM packaging as well. When you go for SCCM, by the way, since we're talking SCCM class is starting from Monday and to Wednesday, within next 2 weeks. So whoever is interested, please email us. Thank you. Okay, that was an advertisement. So yeah, back to Citrix. So what's going on here is that this profiler will actually ask us to launch the installer. So this streaming profiler will see how the application installs and what changes in the registry it makes, what extra folders and subfolders it creates. Just like any other normal application, you would go next finish, and it's going to make some changes in the registry. It's going to create some folders, and the application is installed. So it's going to learn and save all those settings that or changes that it makes in the Windows 7 machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, this is for any application you want to stream. This is the way it's going to go. So Tree Size free setup exe, I'm going to tell streaming profiler I'm going to start the installation of this application. Go ahead and record every change it makes. Okay, so launch installer, and this is a must. Okay, you cannot even go ahead, right? Next is grayed out. Okay, launch installer. So it launches the application just like any other application. I press OK, click next, I agree to accept the agreement, next. This is the path. So we're going to check in this local Windows 7 if on this path, so it's a Jam software, Apple Jam, no, just Jam software, and Tree Size free. So we're going to check in this path if that application actually installed, or is it virtually installing in the streaming profiler's own virtual environment. So but anyway, So this is the path it's installing, and this streaming profile is actually recording all this setting, and it's going to show us later, hey, this is what I know about the installation of this application and all the changes it made. Okay, next. Everything I'll just keep it to defaults. It's installing now, and I'm gonna click finish. See that the stream profiler is still on. Launch store is grayed out, and now you see that it's going next, that we have installed the application. Okay, finish the application. Let's see what it has recorded here, right? So next. So you see that it has now recorded that there are these. So it's just saying that these are the three options for the application, and do you want to do further setting to the application? So tree size free, if I go and run this now, I can make even further changes to this. Suppose I want to do something to change here, it's going to record that as well. See this is a simple application. Imagine if you have complicated applications that you want to stream, and you really want to make some customizations to that application. It's going to record all that and stream it then later, right? This is also in SCCM, we call it application packaging, which is a very, very important task that normally people ask, hey, do you know application packaging? Yeah, we know that. Anyway, so I don't want to make any changes right now. Cancel. Okay, I'm just gonna you don't have to run if you don't want to make any customizations. I'm just running it, so it could record all that as well. That's it. So it can run as an administrator, it can run as a normal logged in user, and I don't want to uninstall and run that. So okay, next. It just says that here this is not compatible hh.exe, so we're gonna say okay, don't use that in streaming. Now it has got those icons as well, which the application is using for its file. Next. It's also saying that if you are working on a Zen desktop, which is the other product, and you want to create a VHD for this, which can also be compatible with Hyper-V, or you want to add this application to the VHD as well, then we would have to define the VHD as well, that this is a hard disk which already has a Windows installed in it. This is a virtual, right? This is a virtual extension for the hard disk, but we're not including this application in any of the virtual hard disk or for any of the virtual machines, so we're just gonna skip it. Do you want to sign a certificate with that application? Like you want security, you want this application to be encrypted as well. We can just put a certificate. Those users who have certificate will only be able to access and run this application, right? This is an extra security. Maybe you have some security sensitive application. So okay, we're gonna just skip that as well, but we know what is it now, right? Next, and finish. Okay, so now the Citrix streaming profiler is showing that what it has saved from this whole installation. So it says that okay, it will be installing in C, so this means that it will be available in C drive. Program file path is this, it saved all this, and program data is this, saved all that, users. And if I go back to the top and tree size, it shows the target. Target is Windows 7 machine, and this is the time it was created. These are the icons. File types and extensions not available, but with MS Office we're gonna have lots of options filled, and digital signatures we did not configure that. So this is what it saved for the installation of application. So this path I was talking about, let's see if this application is available on this local machine. So if I go down there, I'm inside the C drive of the Windows 7 where I did this whole process. C drive, access, jam software. Well, no jam software. Citrix streaming profiler here. Nothing. It was supposed to be here, right? Program files. Yeah, program files, x86, jam software, tree size. Nothing here. Program files, C drive, no jam software, right? JAM. Why? Because it never installed that application here, right? That's the beauty of this. It never installed. It virtually did show that it's installing in this path, but it never did that. So we need to, even if the application requires a restart, it will do a virtual restart. Amazing, right? It's its own application, environment of its own. Uh, so I'm just gonna save all this setting to that folder, that path on the DC, that shared folder or UNC path. On the DC software, oh, there you go, the folder streaming apps. Press OK, and create a folder by the name of tree size. This is the path, and you can notice that tree size dot profile has been created, which later we're going to be publishing this one, right? So save. So on this path, on the shared folder over the network on DC, it is saved. Let's just go and confirm that. Yes, so streaming apps, tree size, and there you go, tree size profile. This is the file we need, so this path we would need on the profile. So this is how we create streaming application. Now let's publish that application. So I'm just gonna go back to the streaming server. Streaming server, yeah, the XenApp server, where we are going to be, well, it will be a streaming server anyway. So go to public applications, because so now right click this again, publish application, and next, we know this already, so tree size app. Okay, and next now we still stay at the application, but we were going to go for stream to the client. There is that other option available, streamed if possible and otherwise accessed from a server. So what's the difference between the two? First of all, this is the normal one, right? The hosted application. This means that the computing and memory of that server, XenApp server itself, will be used. Here, stream to client means that client side processing and memory will be used. What about this? So if since we're talking about streaming profile, this is streamed if possible, means that still do this option if available, which means that stream to the client if possible, but in case you cannot stream to the client, then if the client does not have the offline plugin installed, then stream from the server. So, and then we can choose streamed to server. So this means that this application will be streamed from the server, which just means that instead of using the client processing and memory, use the server processing and memory instead. But the client has to have an online plugin, which of course the client will have. So the thing is that if we go to the application and select this one, let me just fix this. Okay, select this one. This means that yes, the client has an offline plugin. The client side computing will be used, processing and memory. And since the client has offline plugin, if the client in case loses connectivity with the Citrix environment, the client will be able to use this app, right? Okay, let's go ahead and go next, stream to the client. But it's asking, hey, where's that streaming application? So it's also already saying where's the UNC path for that application. So I'm just gonna go for browse, go for // Citrix DC / software / streaming apps. Keep going down, tree size backslash. Okay, let's just go inside. Enter. So tree size, what it's looking for, tree size dot profile, and that is only available when we use that streaming profiler. So double click that. If there are extra commands, it's okay, otherwise this is. So how do you want it to start? From a local login user or from administrator? I would definitely prefer administrator. So tree size profile, administrator, login, and next enable offline access. If you want to enable that, what happens is there are two options here which are mucho importante. Okay guys, for joke I always go for very important as mucho importante, just to dry, just to remove the dryness of the class. Let's be a little funny as well. Anyway, so cache, so there are two options here. Enable offline access, which is cache application at launch time. Well, it is also lunch time, so I was about to read it lunch. Anyway, so launch time, and then there is that pre-cache application at login. So if you have a heavy application, a big application that requires some time to load when you double click, so why don't you pre-cache it or locally save it while you're logging into the session, and the time it's taking, why don't that application also start loading, or this particular application starts loading because you're setting for this particular application. Or cache application at launch time when you're launching the client. Just if it's a small application, just go for cache application at launch time. So we are enabling this option, so it should have offline access, which means that if we cut its connectivity with our XenApp servers, this application should still be opening, right? We can put that to test. Okay, so enable offline access, and it's a small application, so I'm just gonna stick to cache application at launch time. It's gonna locally cache that, right? Next, give it to domain users. So even normal users we should test, especially from normal users we should be testing it. Domain users, press OK. Next. So this is a productive application, so I should not put it on the unproductive app, but anyway, so let's just keep it like that. And next, advanced options for this, I don't know, I don't have to. This application tree size also has no extension, so content redirection is not required, access control is not required, alternate profiles. Okay, let's go see that. Access gateway, all traffic coming from outside is okay, so we're gonna go next. There is no client side to that, so I don't see extension appearing here. So configure alternate application profiles based on client IP range. Maybe I selected that it should start as an administrator, right? So maybe other users, you don't want to give that administrator access right away. You could create that other profile where the administrator is not available, but which client, from which type of client should be getting the other profile, and how do we choose the other profile? If we go for this, maybe, so guys, this will not be the other profile, but I have to create that other profile again from streaming profiler, and then add it here and say that, okay, for other types of clients, maybe in the other profile you have printing ability added to that, or specific printer you have mapped to this application, that those users maybe are in New York and they should not be accessing Toronto printer, or maybe this profile has Toronto printer mapped to it, and other profile should have New York people, New York printer should be mapped to it. So other profile has its own implementations. So we're just gonna leave it like that. And then there's that user privileges. So run application as a least privileged user account. So the streamed application can run with normal user privileges, or it can be run with the user's privileges reduced to the lowest set available on the client machine. The client system is more secure with this setting enabled. Well, if you're offering this in a public kiosk, and they're running this application, so they should not have the domain user profile, permissions. Instead, if you, they should have some guest settings, guest account settings restricted to just this application, right? If it was some other application that you put in on public kiosk. Okay, so I'm not gonna enable that. I want normal access. Click finish. All right. Okay. So what we did is refresh, and the tree size app is streamed to client, and I can go ahead. Let's check if the client is showing that. Okay, I'm on the last Windows 7 where I was actually installing Citrix uh, streaming profile. I accept. Next. Well, just for the record, if it installs correctly, so I'll just let it go and go for the browser and see if the streaming application is available. But we did enable offline access as well, right? So if I go to that link, oh, since I unloaded those, so now it's going to ask for, hey, where's that? So if I go for Citrix Receiver Enterprise, oh, so there are 2 or 3 things I cannot install. So I'll leave this newer Windows 7 machine as it is, because there's already one installation going on. Oh, good. So profiler installed, and it's not asking for a restart. Then receiver. Now let's see. Oh, it is asking for a restart. Sorry. And so all the plugins, guys, have to be this version. So don't go for that plugin. Sorry about that. So even if you download it, we're going to use them for our newer environment in 2012, Windows 2012, and the 7 version as well. Okay, so let's go for that other Windows 7 where we already have the browser working and all the clients are there. So I'm just going to log in from user03, which is a normal domain user, and go for Citrix domain.local. Enter. Tree size is here and unavailable for now for this normal user, because the profile says administrator, because I chose specifically administrator, that's why. So let me just log in from administrator and check it. Remember that I chose that it was administrator, but I let it that way and I did not change it. So if I go for administrator, Citrix domain.local, enter. Okay, let's see. Oh, the application you requested cannot be launched because the Citrix. Oh, sorry, it's not administrator or user related. So offline plugin is incorrectly configured or unavailable. Seriously, offline plugin. Oh yeah. I hope I did not install the. See, it requires offline plugin, which was the major steps. So I'm just going to, this DVD for 6.5. I remember that I never installed offline plugin, so I'm just gonna go for install components, plugins, Citrix receive offline plugin. Okay. Because if we want this application to be offline, and we enable that setting as well to enable offline, so offline plugin should be there. Okay, let's see, press OK. Oh, that's the longer installation one, and it requires a restart. Install. So I'll go to the newer Windows 7 and see what's happening there. Okay, this user cannot contact the server, please check your network connection. Yeah, I need to restart. So I've installed the offline plugin and this. So second machine I'm restarting, the newer one, going to the older one. Okay, so I need that offline plugin. See, that's the beauty of the live demo, because we get to see all types of errors. So we're not like but you, when you're doing yourself, you also see some more errors, and errors always are teaching us a lot. So click finish. Oh, that's good. It didn't require restart. Okay, I said it too soon. You must restart your system. Okay, press yes. Sorry. The newer client is newer Windows 7 is there. Since the offline plugin is also there, a newer one. I hope you're not confused with changing the screen. So new one, I logged in but I didn't do anything. I'm waiting for the older one where just the offline plugin was required to see that streaming application to actually work. So starting now, and there you go. Go. Okay. So oh, thank God. Okay. Yeah, so it's starting because now it's heavy and there's so many software here. So I'm just gonna go to the browser and check it out. Good. Administrator. You know what? I did use domain users, right? So let's go for user 03. No, but it was administrator profile. I don't wanna. There's less time left now, but let's see it in action. I hope there is no other surprise. Oh, good. So the offline plugin was not enabled. That's why there was a minus sign there. So let's go for tree size app. Does it launch and work? So well, it's locally caching there as well. So what's going on here is wow, it is also saving it or caching it. So second time when it starts, you will see that it's gonna start faster. And if I go for more information, streaming application from the server, but it's also caching it, and I did not choose a pre-cache. So during the launch it will cache. Next time when you open, it's gonna be opening fast. But since it caches it, so when it's offline, on when I disconnect my environment, this client from, okay, so there's the tree size, and if I select any of the local drive, that's the functionality of the application itself. Select C drive, select folder, so it's gonna start giving all those folder sizes, right? So if I close that now, I am assuming that it has cached it. So if I close that session and open that session again, does it take the same time to open like the first, or will it open a bit faster? Oh, it's already there. Okay, close. It's not there. Okay, see, so first time it was caching it, second time it's fast. Now let's put it to test on, hey, if we are offline, what happens if we are disconnected? If we are disconnected and the session is still working, first I'll try to do that. Network share, frankly I disable. So if this application was cached, so I have no connectivity with my Citrix environment, and shall I just refresh it? Because okay, if I just try to launch this application now, I disconnected the disabled the NIC. Still, let's see if this is cached, or maybe it's too soon to experiment this. The cache version is actually supposed to be available in the Citrix folder, but yep, the others should not be opening, but okay. No communication now. Yeah, I was saying it is too soon. Maybe it did not cache it properly. So where did it cache it? Let me just go local, C drive, program files, Citrix, streaming client, ICA client, and then there was that RAED configuration. Oh, sorry, that was this path. So there's a read. Oh, cache. There is. See, it did not do that. Oh, okay, I should have given it more time, a little more. Or RAID cache. Sorry. Yeah, there's one application here, and this is Jam software tree size. It is there. Hey, so it is locally available, but and we have four other applications, right? This is the only one that is cached here, right? Since okay, I can run it while I am disconnected now, but not from the client. If I had put that link there, that put a link on the desktop, that would have been better. That I don't have to depend on the browser connectivity to run that application. If I go back to that application now, tree size, and application properties here, shortcut presentation, and here if I add shortcut to the client's desktop, add to the client start menu folder, Citrix XenApp plugin only. Okay, if I apply that and open the link to the machine to get these settings, so should be open by now. Okay, so if I go back and just check if I have connectivity, yes, I have connectivity. Oh, where are the other applications? Okay, if this is it, so if the icon is on the desktop as well, it did not create it now, but if I log in, so it should create, or if I just restart the Windows, right? So I'm connected to the environment now, and should be just starting sooner than before. Yep, it is starting. Did the icon got created? Nope. Or did this icon got created in all programs? And tree size is not showing here, or Jam software is not showing here. Streaming consoles. Nope. So yeah, I'm just expecting too much from it, that hey, do this, that, do that, do that. But anyway, this is how streaming applications are created. We're gonna be doing some further testing as well. Any questions till now, guys? So you can let me know, and please screenshots, everyone. Try to get those screenshots ASAP. It's 1 o'clock now. Any questions, then let me know. Otherwise, have a remaining nice weekend, Sunday, and we meet on Tuesday evening with some more stuff, and try to get your lab up and running. I'm going to be following up as well, and I'm going to send the exam questions or exam stuff as well for this. So please get involved and work with me for configuring your Citrix lab. So let me know if you're having problem with these labs and all the settings in this video. And then there's that SCCM class starting within 2 weeks. So anyone interested, or if you know anyone who is interested, let me know. Let us know. Email me or email Manzar, and we this class will be starting, and adding all the latest features of SCCM 2012 with cloud connectivity as well. So we're gonna be experimenting each and everything, right? Okay, so stopping this video now, and I can take your questions if you have any, or send emails to me, right?